Hi, happy new week. Okay, happy whatever day of the week it is you are seeing this because my messages are timeless. But welcome back if you've already been here with our collective community, and welcome if you are new. My name is Breenie, the Anarchist. We're going to get our weekly message of gratitude because we know that gratitude begets abundance. I hope you all are doing well, feeling good, doing good. Spirit of all that is pure, true, and divine. I'm grateful to be a messenger and a mouthpiece. I know these messages will reach exactly who they are meant to. May they be clear cut and concise. Show us how to practice gratitude this week, please, Spirit. What is our quote of gratitude this week? Oh, we got two. I'm told to read this one first. It says, we can only be said to be alive in those moments when our hearts are conscious of our treasures. Thornton Wilder. And then we have, remember that what you now have was once among the things you hoped for. Epicurus? Lots of blue. I feel like a lot of us collective community have been sparing our words. Not in an avoidant way, not in a passive way, but just really understanding that breath is life, and that if we are not speaking life, maybe we ought to do how some of us were taught in childhood and just say nothing at all if we have nothing nice to say. I'm not a believer in niceness. I am an embodiment of kindness. I do clearly see and feel the contrast between the two. But I feel like these messages are reminding us, collective community, that our treasures are ever present. They're already here. Everything you're living in now was once a prayer. The things in which you are tired of or exasperated with and you're beginning to feel are monotonous or redundant, those very things were once things that you hoped, prayed, and asked for. So when we speak about being alive and we speak about living, this says that in those moments when our hearts are conscious of our treasures are the only times we can say that we are alive. So I feel like collective community, there's a need to really take inventory of your blessings, to take a good look at your life, and to see all of the ways in which you are divinely favored. This says when our hearts are conscious of our treasures, that means that that's not always the case. Sometimes our hearts are unconscious of our treasures, the very things that are blessing our lives or making our lives easier. Okay, sweetie. And I feel like my son called out to me for a reason. He's watching an animal video. And once upon a time, that may have agitated me, not his words, not him, but the fact that I'm recording, the fact that I want it to be audibly and aesthetically pleasing where there aren't any sounds of background noise or interruption. And you know what? I'm just hearing, fuck it. That's what I'm hearing. Sound of confirmation. It just is like all the things in which your stressed out, a regulated mind and nervous system could convince you are things you don't want anymore, things you can't stand, things you don't like, things you hate. You once upon a time prayed for those very things. What would my life be without that lovely presence? What would your life be without those things you deem to be interruptions or frustrations or stressors? There's good stress too. And it just seems very clear, especially because I do feel a bit tired today. It just seems like those are the perfect times when the storm passes or when you're a bit groggy to really just, again, take inventory of your heart, to not worry about perfection, to not look too far ahead. to be planted and rooted in the now, and to stay alive in those moments, to be certain that your heart is conscious of all the treasures you do hold, the very many ways you are blessed, the things that are invaluable, the things you can't put a price on, the things you can't buy and the things you can't sell, the things you can't monetize. Everything is not about a buck or a break. This says, remember what you now have was once among the things you hoped for. All this grind culture, all this hustle culture, always trying to get to the next thing, get to the next place, get to the next person. We really need to be taking time to just be and accept, because we can only be said to be alive in those moments when our hearts are conscious of our treasures. So stay conscious of your treasures, collective community. Keep those in mind. Keep those in the forefront. Know that you know that you know that you are blessed and highly favored already, and that everything coming to you is a bonus. I'm going to plant this here. I am genuinely always wishing you all well in accordance with your highest good. Never shoot the messenger, because I don't really know what my ancestors will do. But until next time in divine time, peace.